Welcome to AlphaCars Motorcycles. Today, I'm so excited to share with you this 2006 Toyota 4Runner SR5 with only 30,000 original miles on it. Before we get into it, this 4Runner is available at the date of this video posting here at AlphaCars. View the listing on alphacars.com. Feel free to give us a call or send us an email if you have any additional questions or you are interested. And on our detailed listing, you can view things like the vehicle history, the Carfax report, even the individual paint thickness readings on each panel are all on our online listing, so check that out. But now a little bit more on this 4Runner. This 30,000 mile 4Runner is in showroom-like condition. It's really quite amazing how this vehicle has been treated and preserved. In this video, we're gonna go over the full condition of the exterior and the interior. We are gonna look at a few little imperfections it does have, as well as look at some of the cool little features and functions that Toyota put in these as well. If you're interested in seeing the underbody and the frame condition, we do have detailed photos on that online listing I spoke about. And we have a full separate video just on the underbody, some of the work we did, and the rust preventative treatment that we applied as well. Really adding a lot of value to this 4Runner. With only 30,000 miles, you could say you've only used about 8 to 10% of its life. These commonly will go 300 or 350,000 miles with really just good care and maintenance. So this 4Runner is really quite desirable and gonna be a good vehicle for a long time. And if you are interested in this 4Runner, you may be watching this video, you may be looking at the listing, but you're not local here in New England, give us a call, send us an email. We have many shipping partners. We can make the buying process very easy and enjoyable. And in the end, you'll have this really impeccable 4Runner dropped off right in your driveway. So keep that in mind. But now let's take a closer look at this Toyota. First, we'll take a look at the exterior of the 4Runner. Let's do a walk around before we start to look at some of the fine details. And while I do that, I'll tell you about the history of this Toyota. Only 2 previous owners. The first owner bought it new and had it for over 15 years. While they had it, it was regularly serviced in the Toyota dealer network. And then the second owner had it, I believe they purchased it in 2022. So they had it a few years and then also, once again, had it dealer serviced by the local Toyota dealer once a year during this ownership. So really throughout its whole life, since new, this has been dealer serviced, and it's really apparent. It's in such nice condition, both cosmetically and mechanically. But speaking of the cosmetic condition, let's take a look now at the exterior. Look at how clean and clear the headlight lenses are, the front grille, only 30,000 miles. I don't know, obviously, how much of that was city, how much of that was highway, but there's little to no imperfections on the front of the vehicle when it comes to like pitting or rock chips. Everything looks excellent. There are a few little imperfections on the exterior I will point out as we go around the vehicle. One being right here on this front edge of the bumper, there's a little bit of sort of like a roughness to the plastic. But it's hard to notice unless you get to the right angle. You can see as we look at it now, you really can't see it, but it is there, and we are full disclosure here. Now going down the driver's side, I do want to note it was driven about 15 minutes on the road after being fully detailed. We're at our Acton, Massachusetts location right now. It was driven from our Boxborough location, which is where our main service center is. So there might be a little bit of the road dust or road splash here and there, and I will be sure to point something out when it is an imperfection. It's not just dirty. But even look at the side steps here, the splash guards for the wheels. It's all just like a deep black shine. We can really tell that it was so well cared for. It would be hard to believe that it was outside, sitting in the sun's UV rays during this time. I feel like it was garaged during all these years. That's just my opinion, because looking at the condition of even the wiper arms, the plastic cowl there, it's all so nice. Looking at the glass now, we can see factory Toyota glass, and a little bit of dust from the road, but no cracks or pitting or anything like that. Now let's look at the passenger side of the vehicle, and we'll go down the panel. And by doing this, you'd be able to see any dings, dents, or scratches because the light would reflect off that area differently. But everything's very clean on this side. Same thing, the splash shields, the running boards, or the side steps rather. This one has a little bit of dust on it from a passenger getting in. We have had a lot of interest on this vehicle, but there's no damage on that one. Looking at the wheels now, they are in excellent condition. The wheels, they don't have really any cosmetic damage or curbing or chips or anything like that. They just have a little bit of dried water on them from the little bit of road splash. And of course, they've got some really nice BF Goodrich tires on there. These are in like new condition. You can view all the recent service and the current service status on our online listing, where you can see the tire life, remaining brake life, etc. We did put new front rotors and pads on it here at AlphaCars. We can see the new surface in there. And of course, the tires, I believe they were recently installed right before we acquired the vehicle. So those are like new as well. I believe all we have to do now is look at the roof, and then we'll look at the tailgate and start going through the interior. But even looking at the roof, looking at these roof rails, from what I can see, it doesn't seem like anything was, put up there or clamped to them. We even have an original sticker right there. There's a couple of them actually. So, and we can see it does have these crossbars mounted in between. So this thing's ready to just throw your cargo basket up there, or roof box, or whatever else you may want to do. Even look at the condition of the tow hitch. It's really factory fresh right there. It's in really, really nice condition. And the rear bumper has a couple light little cosmetic imperfections just where I'm pointing here. And now I think what we're gonna do is go into the back of the vehicle. It does have the electric hatch pop on there. So you just pull the lever and it pops right open. This is what I was thinking of. There's a little bit of cosmetic imperfection here on the plastic. It can be hard to see depending on the angle, but you can see, a little bit right there, a little bit right there. So unfortunately, a little cosmetic imperfection in that area, but other than that, it's very, very nice on the outside. Now getting into the interior, we've got all the original mats right here. Let me pull these out for us to look at in the light. So these are the front mats, and you can tell they were used a little bit, but that's what the mats are for, to protect the factory carpet. Mats are cheap to get if they get a little worn, but I wouldn't call these worn. You can just tell they've been used kind of normally, and they did clean up really nice. And now check this out. So we've got the 4Runner flat factory rear mat here, but it's on the storage shelf in the interior. It's a super cool feature. I believe you can actually lock it. Yeah, you can lock this in place. You can see the little turn tabs right there. But with one hand, I can actually bring this down, and then it's at the normal sort of level. So let me remove now our 4Runner trunk mat. It doesn't really look like much was put back there. It looks to be in really nice condition. And we can get a better look at the cargo floor here. So super cool what Toyota did with this sort of shelf you can put up. You kind of need two hands, but you saw how it was before I put it down on video. And then we've also just got tons of random storage back here. And I believe in this compartment, we've got the factory toolkit in there. Look how shiny and new that looks. I didn't check if that was used, but I'd be surprised if it was. And then we have power outlet there in the back. And then I can open up this and we've got even more storage, and we've got some netting in there as well to keep your cargo in place. And super cool, 4Runner of this era has the mirrors back here, so you can keep an eye on things in your storage area while you're driving or looking around the interior. And this does have the interior cargo cover as well. It's retractable. As I try to do this one-handed, there we go, I got it in the little clips. So lots of storage options in the 4Runner here, and this is removable as well. I'm maybe not going to show you every single little feature in this video, but overall I'm just going to go through things as they come up. And if we check this out, it has a warning here, back door closer. So if you bring this down, you actually don't need to fully close or slam it. You kind of bring it there and it sucks itself in. So let me show that again. See, it works great. So super cool feature. That was one of the options I believe this 4Runner came with from the factory. As this car, it did have actually some nice options on it. A lot of the Toyotas from this era, they don't have any options on them, or it can be kind of rare to get certain options. So this one was really nice to see some of these selected options that it came with. Now looking into the back of the vehicle here, the cloth, everything is in really just like new condition. These sort of striping lines, you can see they're just a shadow from the showroom lighting. I do apologize, sometimes it is a little dim in the interior when inside the showroom, but I think it's still going to come across as looking shiny and new. I like these sort of dual storage pockets Toyota did on the rear of the seats, but everything in here is really, it's insane how new everything looks. Like even there's not one scuff or scrape on this kick panel here, which everyone, you know, would drag their feet on as you get in and out. We've got a couple cup holders in here, and even a nice little, you know, leather feel armrest there. I don't know if it's actually leather. Someone in the comments might know, but it is very soft and very nice to put your arm on. And same thing on this side, the rear kick panel here, the gasket, you know, there's no nicks or lines across it from the shoes getting in. And even check this out, the seats fold down pretty flat in the 4Runner, and I'll fold the bottom cushions forward. Check out the carpet condition under here. Everything is just perfectly clean. Let me crawl in a little more and we can check that out. So now that we have these forward, I can even bring this section of seats down. And of course the 40% split section on the left there does fold down as well, but you can just see the amount of room this thing has. Once you fold all the seats down, that cargo cover there that's retractable, that can be taken out as well for even more room. But these vehicles are awesome. Whether you're just taking passengers, it's comfortable for them with a ton of room, or if you're using it for work or taking cargo around, it really does it all. And we've got the center armrest here, and there are some slide out cup holders here. You'd almost think these are from a German car with how they slide out and kind of articulate. The German cars from this era, they really had some creative cup holders, and this kind of feels like that in a sense. It does work good with any of these cup holders. It kind of sometimes may not feel super smooth, but that's just kind of how it is. And lastly, I'm 6 feet tall, or 5'11", 6 feet, depending on who you ask, and I just have all the room in the world in this car. I've got plenty of headroom as well. And from the back here, we can take a look at the front. So now that we've done that, let's move now to the front of the vehicle. And I will quickly open up the driver's door for some more light. And now with that open, we'll take a look at the condition of the dash here. Moving to the glove compartment. The soft open works great. We can see there it comes down slowly. And I like that they have the main storage area and they have the separate area for the owner's manual. And in here, which this leather booklet is really in nice shape. Check this out. We've got the 2006 4Runner owner's manual right there. And I believe there are some like service notes in here. You can see a little bit of writing on it. You are welcome to explore that if you come check out the vehicle, or maybe you'll end up with the vehicle. But this, you can just tell the amount of care that went into this vehicle over the years. It's really quite impressive, and it can be hard to find with vehicles like this, unfortunately. So the ones that did have the good care and maintenance, they're really quite desirable. But now looking at the front seat condition here, other than a few little shadows from the lighting in the showroom, like even this bolster, it's really, there's no wear, there's no, staining or discoloration, especially with the light seats. It's great in the summertime, doesn't get too hot in here when it sits in the sun, but it will be, noticeable if something spills with the light interior, but I don't see any evidence of that in here. Even look at this kick panel for the passenger side. It's really quite amazing. Carpet, everything. Even, it's noticeable when you get in this vehicle, it has almost like a new car smell. It's kind of crazy. But now looking at the passenger door card here, once again, that kind of soft leather-like pad for your arm. And all the door edges, everything of this vehicle, there's no rust on the exterior. It's really, really quite amazing. And we did do a full rust preventative treatment, even in the enclosed areas of all the door skins. So you see that little drip right there. That is because of that. And like I said, if you want to view the underbody frame condition and learn what we did for the rust preventive treatment, we have the full separate video on that. But even, I will show you in this video, even like the door jamb areas, we can see like the bolts, everything look brand new. And you can see there's sort of a clear liquid on there, or a clear coating. That's a rust preventive treatment. So now that's gonna protect all these areas that are still in like new condition, whether it be these sort of door edges, enclosed areas of the door, which a lot of times it's where the salt and water get into, and then they sit in this pinch weld or this seam right here, and then it rusts, from the inside out. But even look at how clean that is. There's not a speck of corrosion or anything. It just looks brand new. But now back to the interior condition. Now looking at the driver's seat, once again, all the color is consistent. We can see I'm moving the shadows around. You can view all the detailed photos on our listing on alphacars.com if you really want to see the clear view without some of the unfortunate shadows due to the lighting today. But everything looks awesome. Before I get in, we can see the headliner here, and I can put our cover back for the sunroof. That was one of the options on this, was the power sunroof, which I will show you that does work great. So now let's get in. And I'm gonna put the seat back a little bit so I have some more room to show you things. Check out the condition of the steering wheel all around. It looks great. Same thing with all the controls, the radio, the climate controls. There's a little storage cubby right here, which is pretty cool. And we have our cup holders, which are very important. This center thing comes out if you just want it to be a big storage cubby, or you can slide this back and forth so it can go here, or it can go right there if maybe you want a big storage cubby and then a small drink area. So that is pretty cool. There's also outlet right here and another little storage area. And check this out on the center armrest. This is pretty cool. Let me know in the comments if you knew these 4Runners did this. So you might see this two-piece thing. You might think it's just kind of a part of the full cubby. This actually flips forward, and then you have your own little area here, whether you maybe just put your phone there. I think of going through a drive-through. This would be a perfect spot for like a sauce and some fries or something, but super cool. The little things like this that Toyota put in these vehicles, it all works great, very smooth. We've got the factory first aid kit still with the vehicle. And then of course, just plenty of storage in here. And it looks like, I believe these little spring-loaded things are for coins, which is pretty cool. And now let's look at the dash. We're gonna grab the key here and check this out. You're about to see 30,269 miles at the time of this video. So like all the functions work great. I won't play any music. It does play, but due to copyright, and we want to see the vehicle, we don't want to listen to music at this time, but that does work great. All the speakers work great. We've got our 4-wheel drive controls here, climate control, as well as I believe there's a clock. Just generally everything works as you would expect. There's not a single thing aware like on any, you know, stock or switch or buttons. It's all very, very impressive. And now let's check out one of the 4Runner's party pieces. We've got this switch here. You might be wondering, why is there a window switch in the middle of the center console area? This is actually for the back hatch. So if we look back here, check that out. And it is auto, as it says, one-touch operation. It works great, and it is heated as well. So super cool feature on the 4Runner there. Get some extra fresh air in here. Now I'll start it up quickly since we do want to hear it run. Runs so smooth, cold starts easily. There's no warning lights, you know, of any kind on the dash or anything like that. We are indoors, so, you know, I'm not just gonna let it run, but I did just wanna start it for you there. And I will put the ignition back on because I do wanna show you the sunroof working. So we're gonna put it back and then forward, and then we're gonna use the tilt function as well. Super smooth, no abnormal noises or anything. Now we've got the tilt, and then back down, and then we can just simply put this here to block the sun out. The headliner's in great shape. There's a couple little scuffs here and there in the back on the top of the headliner. It's kind of hard to notice, but they are there, just because obviously, as I said, we're full disclosure here at AlphaCars. But other than that, everywhere else, the headliner is really impeccable. You know, there's no sagging spots or any other damage. And I like here with these sun visors, you can unclip this one and rotate it over here. And then Toyota also put this one here, so you still have one, which is awesome. There's a lot of German vehicles that you can do this. You can rotate the visor over, but then you have no more protection right here. So you tend to kind of go back and forth with this. But I really like that. Smart on Toyota's part, and the passenger side has one too, which is super cool. So we can put that over there, block our eyes from the glare, and you can see all that works great. A lot of cool little features in the 4Runner. And lastly, we have the sunglass holder right here, and then the rear view mirror. So now what we're gonna do is pop the hood. And that's the last thing we have, is to show you the engine compartment. So now, as we get here, I'm gonna find the latch. And we've got pneumatic struts, which are awesome, so we don't have to find the hood prop or anything like that. Check out the condition of this engine bay, of the engine. Even look at how clean the brake fluid is. Everything is just really in tip-top shape in this 4Runner. And even on the inner fender structures here, in certain parts of the engine bay, we did apply the rust preventive treatment. It is clear, so you can monitor the surface underneath, but I just want to make a note that some of that was done. Even looking at the hood insulation here, everything is as you would expect. All the panels have the original VIN on it there, and we've got some of the original emissions stickers here. We have the vacuum hose routing for the engine. That's super cool. And let's just take a look at the engine one more time from a couple different angles. There are a few pictures of the engine, of course, on our online listing, but now being able to see everything open on video, kind of as if you were here looking at it. That's the purpose of this video. And even I'll note, look at like the steel radiator core support structure here. all looks awesome. And you can see it has that kind of clear liquid on it. Once again, even up here, there is the rust preventive treatment that we applied. We were so thorough and put so much time into this 4Runner with the mileage of this vehicle. I will shut that off camera so it's not as loud. But with the mileage of the vehicle and the condition, we just wanted to protect it and take care of anything now. So then for the long run, it'll really be even better than just the average 4Runner on the road with all the additional protection. So if you are interested in this 4Runner SR5, like I said, it is available at the date of this video posting. It may not still be available if you're watching it after that date, but you're still welcome to contact us, see if it is, 978-263-9000. And do remember, we do offer transportation as well. I want to thank you for watching and your time in doing so. I hope you learned something cool about the 4Runner, or at least got to appreciate this kind of low miles, no miles condition that the 4Runner is in. So once again, this has been Ian reporting from AlphaCars Motorcycles. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe so that you don't miss out on the latest motoring content.